All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're doing a project review, and it's a big one. We're going to walk through how we tackled a huge business challenge, making sense of all our customer feedback. But we did it with a really cool twist, by bringing the AI to the data and running our entire analysis from start to finish right inside our SQL database.
So, this was the core question that kicked the whole thing off. Look, we have this absolute mountain of customer feedback, text reviews, social media posts, you name it, even photos. But honestly, it's a flood of messy, unstructured data. So the real problem is, how do we cut through all that noise to find out what our customers are really trying to tell us?
And just look at this feedback. It's complicated, right? This one review isn't just good or bad. It touches on service, the food quality, the atmosphere. Now, just try to imagine having to manually read and categorize thousands of reviews just like this one, each with its own little details. That's the kind of scale we were up against. It's a huge task. So our very first step was just to put a name to the beast. We're dealing with an unstructured data problem. This is all the valuable stuff that just doesn't fit neatly into the clean rows and columns of a traditional database. You know, this whole project was really about a fundamental shift in strategy. The old way of doing this, which you see on the left, is just slow. It's expensive, you have to export all the data, build these complex processing pipelines, and then hand it all off to specialized teams. Our new way, it's so much simpler and way faster. We just bring the AI directly to the data, right where it already lives. So, how did we actually do it? How did we plug the AI into our database? Let's take a look at the technical foundation we built. Think of it like building a secure bridge between our data warehouse and the AI model. It actually boiled down to two pretty simple steps. First, we set up a secure connection between our BigQuery data warehouse and Google's Vertex AI platform, which is where the AI models live. Then, step two, we just granted that connection permission to access our data. It's honestly just like giving a key to a trusted analyst. It's totally secure and we control all the access.
Okay, so with that connection in place, we unlocked the most powerful part of this entire project. We could now talk to the AI model using a language our analytics team already knows and loves and uses every single day, SQL.
And the key that unlocks this whole process is this one function, ML generate text. The easiest way to think about it is like having a super smart analyst built right into your database. You just use this function inside a normal SQL query, you send it a plain text prompt, and it sends back the answer as a brand new column in your results. It's that simple. So the real trick is just learning how to translate a simple business question into a prompt the AI can work with. So instead of vaguely asking, what are the topics in this review, we write a very precise prompt. And notice on the right, we're not just asking for keywords, we're also telling it to answer in a structured JSON format. That little instruction is absolutely critical because it makes the AI's output predictable and super easy to work with later. And here's what that looks like as a real SQL query. Now, I know this might look a little intimidating at first glance, but let's just break it down. Right there in the middle, that's the prompt we just talked about. See it? Everything else is just standard SQL that points the ML generate text function to the right AI model and tells it which table has our customer reviews. It's really just simple plumbing around a plain English instruction. Okay, so with the tools all set up, we were ready for our first big test run. We wanted to get a high-level view of our feedback, so we decided to start with something classic. Let's figure out customer sentiment across every single review. So we ran another query. It looks almost identical to the last one, right? But we just changed the prompt. This time, we simply told the AI to classify the sentiment as positive or negative for every single review. It's kind of wild when you think about it. That one simple, plain English instruction, wrapped in a bit of SQL, is all it takes to analyze thousands of reviews. And boom, here is the aha moment. With one query, we turned thousands of messy, unstructured text reviews into this simple, clean bar chart. This is just the result of a simple group by query on the AI's output. For the very first time, we had a quantifiable, real-time pulse on how our customers were feeling, and we generated it in seconds. But look, knowing the sentiment is really only half the battle. The real goal here is to act on that information. So for the next phase of our project, we decided to push the AI a little further.
Could it actually help us draft responses to customers?
So let's start with a nice positive example. Review 5576. This customer loves the clean location, they love the seating variety. This is awesome feedback, right? But how can we use our new tool to act on it and maybe encourage them to come back? So we prompted the AI to act like it was a marketing representative and suggest some kind of incentive. And just look at the result. It drafted a relevant thank you note that references the ambiance, and it even suggested a coupon. This is how you turn a happy customer into a loyal, repeat customer, and it was generated automatically, just by reading their review. Okay, now for the real challenge, that tough negative review, ID 8844. This customer had issues with service, with the coffee, and with the pastries. That's a lot to unpack. Let's see how the AI handles this one. Now this is where it gets really clever. We didn't just ask for one output here, we prompted the AI for two things. On the left, it drafted a really empathetic, professional response to send to the customer. But on the right, it generated something even more valuable, a clear, actionable to-do list for the store manager. It automatically pulled out the core issues and turned a customer complaint into a concrete plan for improvement. Incredible. So, we've analyzed text, we've figured out sentiment, we've even generated responses. But remember, at the beginning, I mentioned our data includes images too. For the final phase of this project, we wanted to see if this same method could work on visual data. This slide, for me, really shows just how flexible this approach is. We used the exact same ML generate text function. The only thing that changed was the input. Instead of pointing it to a table of text reviews, we just pointed it to a table that had the file locations of our customer photos. The prompt was super simple. Give us a summary and some keywords for each image. And check out these results. The AI could literally see and describe the images. It identified things like latte art and pastries. In a single step, we turned a whole folder of random unstructured images into structured, searchable data. We can now run a simple SQL query to find every photo that a customer has ever posted with latte art, or count how many people are posting pictures of our croissants. So, to wrap this all up, what we've shown is that by bringing the AI directly into our database, we can analyze text, sentiment, and even images, all using the language of SQL. We've essentially given our data a voice. And that leaves us with one final, and I think really exciting question. Now that it can talk, what should we ask it next?